was Operation Fast and Furious. Over 2,500 high-powered rifles were allowed to walk across the border from the United States into Mexico around 2009 to 2010. This ill-devised plot was the brainchild of the management team in the Phoenix ATF office. In a series of televised hearings, Congressman Issa of California and Senator Grassley of Iowa spent many thousands, if not millions, of your tax dollars to determine who was at fault. They properly and accurately identified who was to blame. Some of these men had broken the law. But when the TV lights were turned off and the cameras were gone, absolutely nothing happened to anyone. Those guilty were allowed to retire with their full pensions and benefits. One even secured a job as a consultant to ATF. So what message does that send to the agency? In the country school that I come from, it says just go ahead and thumb your nose at Congress, because they are not going to do anything to punish you. In the interest of full disclosure, Vince and I are brothers in arms and great friends. A time long ago, back when we were called police officers, and the term cops was considered demeaning and totally inappropriate, I served as a police officer in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Later, during my tenure in the U.S. Congress, I was chairman of the Appropriations Subcommittee with jurisdiction over the Treasury Department. At the time, nearly 40% of federal law enforcement was under Treasury, including the United States Secret Service, Customs, and the Internal Revenue Service, as well as the department's enforcement wings, the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, Financial Crimes Network, and ATF. My tenure covered the time of the 1993 Waco, Texas incident and the subsequent rebuilding of the ATF. When you finish reading RatSnakes, you will, I hope, have an appreciation that you did not have before for the dedication to your safety of these unsung heroes of the dark alleys, smoke-filled biker bars, and run-down motels. I believe you will understand that these are people of high intelligence, many with advanced academic degrees, who prefer to fight criminals head-on than sit in nice, safe offices. They are people who have dedicated their lives to making a safer world for the rest of us. Now it is time to turn the pages and get an up-close and personal view into a world that wants to destroy us, and the exceptional men and women who protect us from that fate. You are about to meet heroes that you never knew existed, and who will continue their shadowy role in the world of Undercover to protect you and your family. A toast to the RatSnakes. Jim Lightfoot, former 6-term Congressman, U.S. House of Representatives, from Iowa. Disclaimer. This book is based on notes and recollections of Vincent A. Cefalu. Some names and locations have been changed or omitted to protect the privacy of individuals. In passages containing dialogue, question marks are used when the author was reasonably sure that the speaker's words were close to verbatim and/or that the intended meaning of the speaker was accurately reflected. Introduction. To know them is to love them. Or not. The original rat snake is just that, a snake. It squeezes its prey to death, easily can be tamed, and eats vermin and other targets of opportunity. In the Wild West days, rat snakes were kept in jars, and when circumstances dictated, these starving predators were released indoors. They would find and kill the enemy, in other words, eliminate rodents that had infested frontier homes. Once their purpose was served, they were recaptured and put out of sight in jars, until the next infestation. This is much the same way ATF covert operatives are used. They are dispatched to infiltrate a sordid, blood-spattered, degraded world dominated by characters accustomed to vulgarity and violence. Only those mentally resilient and clever enough can navigate their way inside this dangerously clandestine setting, and then survive in its confines while doing their jobs. I should know. I spent 28 years as an ATF undercover operative. During that period, I was formally assigned to field offices in San Francisco, Sacramento, Stockton, and Atlanta. However, assignments took me to cities large and small across the country. I would wake up one day in Las Vegas and the next in Tulsa. I might be asked to work an armed career criminal in New York, a gun trafficker in Miami, or a biker gang in Biloxi. To be completely honest, there were so many gigs I can't remember them all. In this book, I deliver an eyewitness and transparent view of the organization and the operatives with whom I